Hello, Pastor Turk here. It's Tuesday, January 13th, and we want to continue in John 6th chapter after Jesus had performed the miracle of feeding 5,000. And we want to just a couple of words about him walking on water. Let me start reading at verse 16 of chapter 6. And when Jesus was now come, his disciples went down into the sea and entered into a ship and went over the sea toward Capernaum. And it was dark, and Jesus was not come to them. And the sea arose by reason of a great wind that blew. So when they had rowed, about 25 or 30 furlongs, they see Jesus walking on the sea and drawing nigh unto the ship, and they were afraid. But he saith unto them, It is I, be not afraid. Then they willingly received him unto the ship, and immediately the ship was at the end, or at the land rather, whither they went. One thing that I want to draw from this particular incident, and I always read that, and I said, why did they go out at night? They could have, why didn't they wait for Jesus? He just went up to the mountain to get a little reprieve from the folks who were pressing upon him. He needed to get away. They wanted to make him king. But he went up to the mountain, and I'm pretty sure they knew that he was there, and they decided at night, we're going to leave. Kind of reminds me of when Pastor Scott said Nicodemus came to Jesus at night. Have anything to do with spiritual darkness? Is that what humanity is right now? Well, for sure, without Jesus, without the Lord, humanity will remain in spiritual darkness. Without Jesus, without him, it's not going to be good for us. We're in darkness. It's like being in a sinking boat. You need a life preserver of salvation. We need to talk to the Lord. We need to spend some time with Jesus. It's tough getting that word out sometimes because folks don't want to hear you. Even when the disciples, they had a hard time believing. They thought I saw a ghost. The boy, I believe in Luke or Mark, one of the other gospels says that their hearts were hardened. I think not so much hardened they didn't believe, but they had a hard time believing. People have a hard time believing in Jesus today. But you know what? We are ambassadors. Folks look at believers and they assess, well, okay, well, tell me about this God you serve. And we need to be able to do that. So we're going to continue with chapter 6. Later on, we're going to talk about him and his word about being the bread of life. So until then, keep the faith, brothers and sisters.